Go. Hey, I'm Kath McIntyre. I'm a video strategist for service-based entrepreneurs, and I help you create a personal and powerful brand video or a video sequence to launch your signature online program. And today I'm here with Lily Rudolph, who is a niche and personal brand specialist. Hey, Lily.
Hi, so lovely to be here with you.
Yeah, thanks so much for giving up your time. I really appreciate it. So, niche and personal brand, you've got two expert areas here. Tell me some more about what you do.
So I'm a niche and personal brand mentor for service-based female entrepreneurs in the early phases of their business. So my zone of genius is to help my clients to clarify and articulate who they are, what they do, and for whom, in a way that has their dream clients sit up and take notice. So I really believe in building our business in alignment with ourselves and our dream clients. And I help my clients to find their voice and own their magic, and then to market their business in a way that really lights them up. And it's the people side of business. So the niching and the personal brand is really where it all begins. Because if we don't know who we're talking to, if we don't know who we love to work with, and if we don't know what our special sauce is and how to articulate that in a way that our clients understand it, want it, and really get it, then it's very difficult to grow our business. So everything starts essentially with this piece of the puzzle. And it's also the part that I love the most, because I very much believe in building your business from the inside out, in building it with heart. And I help my clients to find their genius and unlock it, and to find their dream clients, not just their niche, not something that makes sense, not something that it looks good on paper or is profitable, but really, who are they passionate about serving? And once we kind of get this out, the rest of our marketing and our messaging and our confidence really flows from there. So that's, I guess, how I'm also very intuitive with my coaching and just love the heart of it.
Wow, there's so much to kind of that I relate to in what you just said, particularly around niche. When I first started, I think the trap a lot of us fall into is we try to be all things to everybody.
Yes.
Right? So I'll do a bit of this and I'll do a bit of that. And niching down has actually been it's taken me a while to understand what my niche is. And of course, you know, I've worked in the film industry, so it's natural for me to do video. But I've done lots of other things. And it took me probably about a year to really understand the power of niching. So how do you work with clients when they first come to you, and they might be like I was, you know, multi-passionate entrepreneur, lots of different interest areas? How do you get them? How do you work with them when you first start?
So the very first thing I do with my with my sort of longer term clients is identify where they are today, what they've done, what's worked for them, what hasn't worked for them, and get very clear, you know, on where they are in their business. But in terms of the niche, I think there's a lot of things we have to go through. We've got to firstly get rid of any niche gremlins, because I think there are so many things that hold us back from diving into a niche. You know, things like what you just said. You feel you have to be everything to everyone, because what if there's a client that you could help that walked away, or you want to help everybody, or you think that it's restrictive. I'm trying to think of some of the other issues, and all of these things hold you back. So you've got to remember that your niching doesn't have to be forever, which is another thing that can be a bit scary. And also, I'm a little bit different on my niching here, in that I really help my clients niche from the inside out. So it's not about, you know, you get a lot of client avatars. There's a lot of discussion about niching out there. It's not about just demographics. It's not about, you know, what do they read? What do they have? What smoothies do they have? I don't really subscribe to that point of view. It's very much about looking at who lights you up to work with. And that sometimes is scary, because sometimes if a client, for example, is pivoting, the people they really want to serve aren't the people that they've been serving. But we've just got to get very clear on who our clients are. We've got to think about things like, where are they in the journey? Because, you know, 5 people could be serving the same niche, but we're all holding their hand at a different phase. These are some things that are really important to consider. And once we've been able to hone in, also the power of honing in on your dream clients and your niching is that it really allows you to talk to them from the heart. You really can understand them, and likewise mirror back that you understand them. It helps you with your positioning, because you now can very clearly articulate who you are for and who you are not for, which is just as important. It's just as powerful to deflect people who are not a good fit for you as it is to attract those that are. And it then, you know, this whole puzzle fits in then with your personal brand, because by understanding how you serve, who you serve, where they are in their journey, and how you will marry that to your powers. So I go through the superpowers with my clients, because very often it's difficult coming in. You know, my clients come online, they want to share their magic. They want to share their skills, but then you get online and suddenly you actually have to sell yourself, and it's a whole other language, and it brings about all of our hang-ups, you know, all of our insecurities. And so sometimes it's very difficult to see and own your brilliance. And that's what I really help my clients with as well, is to unlock their superpower, to unleash what the transformation really is, and then to take that into their branding, so that we create not a persona, we create a vision of who they are and how they want to show up in their business, and make sure that those that come into contact with them can now understand who they are, what they do. They can share all of that, and you get the consistency across showing up. So if I meet you on Instagram, or if I meet you at a personal networking event, or if I find you on Facebook, you are the same person with the same message. And I know instantly whether you are for me. And I can also, if you're not for me, but maybe I will remember you next time when a friend of mine says, oh, I'm wanting to, you know, in your case, do video. I want to share my story, but I feel awful about it, even though I know it's a good thing. I wonder who can help.
I love that.
I love
I love the idea of the inside out approach.
Yeah.
Like, I love that. I think that's really great. And just on personal brand, like, one of the things I do is I create personal brand videos for, you know, female service-based entrepreneurs. When you are working around your personal brand and you're talking about that consistency when people meet you, that, you know, you're known for the same thing, right? Whether they meet you live, whether they meet you on Facebook, whether they meet you on Instagram. How do you think about video in creating a personal brand and also bringing that authenticity to your personal brand?
Yeah. Well, that is the power of video. So if you think of when you read an email, say, let's go to corporate or in any environment, if you read an email, it's very static. You can't tell if the person is being sarcastic, if they're laughing. Same thing with a text message. You cannot tell the energy that comes behind it. And so sometimes it's a bit misconstrued, right? We will bring in our own innuendos. Video is a little bit like, you know, the old phone, but even more powerful, because you now can really get a sense of a person's energy. You can learn how they speak, what they say, but you can see their aura, you can see their mannerisms. And video also allows you consistency of brand in terms of potentially your your visual brand.
Mm.
Right? So some women might always wear their brand colors, for example, or it's being authentic and coming in as yourself. Is also, some of us love makeup and some of us don't. Some of us are, more of the energy or healer type of people. They're more natural. They're more, I was going to say gentle, but we're all gentle. Not we're all, but, and that's a perfect example, is that you can see somebody's personality by interacting with them live. And in today's world, we can't always meet for a coffee where you can actually see, feel, and touch somebody. But by utilizing video, you can see body language, you can feel their essence. And it also just allows us to articulate ourselves in a way that you cannot in text. And I feel that I write well, but I also love to try and bring everything in. And you can bring a lot more in when you're talking to somebody, when you're having a conversation. I also particularly love video because I love collaborations like this. I come on fire when I'm chatting to somebody, and we have that alchemy that you can't get just by sending out text. And I think that there's definitely a place for both. Both are important, but your video just enables you to put all of these peripherals into a package that you cannot articulate otherwise.
Yeah, I love everything you just said. It was all brilliant. Couldn't agree more. So where have you seen video used really, really well, either with yourself or with your clients?
So look, I think there's lots of the components of the video. So what video is great at doing is you could, so for example, a welcome video in your Facebook group or in your course is something that you can leverage your time with and also get your people excited and get them to know what's happening. So that is a great way to utilize your time and your video. Also, when putting in, there's a lot of online challenges and things like that. So that is another way for you to share your message in a way that others can really get a sense of you. And that can be either, some people talk for longer, and some people, you can just get 10-minute snippets. And I think that also shows your brand, because not everybody is up for an hour's training every day. So those potentially won't be the people that now start to connect. When you also show up live, although it's very scary for very many people, it enables you to interact. And so live sessions or masterclasses help you to get more intimate with your audience. They can ask questions, they can say hi, and that helps you to hone your message as well, because you can now start talking to them and adding things that are really relevant to them at the time. So that's where I love the interaction as well. It's things like what we're doing today, where you chat to other people and then you can leverage each other's audiences and have heartfelt, beautiful discussions that helps you to share your message and impact even more people. What I've also loved, if I've recently done a live coaching series inside my Facebook group, and I absolutely loved it. I had so much fun interacting, and it's such a wonderful opportunity to showcase the alchemy that happens when I'm working with my clients. And so I've really not only enjoyed actually doing that, but I've also loved the impact that has had, not only on the person that I've been serving, but on the whole community who's watching, because they can take snippets and they get ahas from watching the discussion and hearing the questions that I ask, that they can then take back to their journey. So it really can, I want to say exponentialize, but that's not a word.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What you do and the impact that you can have. So I guess those are some ways. And then also, obviously, there's the little things like I'm sure you talk to your clients about this, but have your captions on so that people who can't read, watch, or listen at the time can still get a sense of what's going on. And video can be very hard because you're really being visible as you are. And that is so difficult for new business, not even just new business owners, which is what kind of I've already said, and which is why I love really, really honing in on who they are, what they do, how they can show up. And one way to practice, if it's really hard, and I did this, is I start a Facebook group that's just for you. And you can start practicing your video in there. And then once you've practiced your videos, your training, it doesn't matter if you've messed it up. It helps you learn to go live. It also helps you to rewatch, right? But rewatch it with the viewpoint of what did I do well?
Yeah, be kind to yourself when you're watching it.
Exactly. What can I do better?
Yeah.
Because it can be cringeworthy watching yourself back. But I think it's a great learning thing. It gets you used to the tech, which I'm terrible at. It gets you used to the blah, 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 and then you press stop.
Yep. That's a great idea. I love that idea. Just starting a Facebook group for yourself.
And it's just you, so you don't have to worry about that, right? It's just somewhere where you can record and practice. And finally, is always remember that your audience is not as judgmental as you, and they need to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's so many good points there. I love the idea of creating just your own Facebook group just for a few weeks to practice. I think video does work really well, particularly if you're starting out. If you're starting out, using video and talking to other people and interacting with other people make it far easier than trying to come up with content constantly, right?
Absolutely.
And you can repurpose that content. You can repurpose an interview, or you can repurpose a masterclass, and you get really in front of your clients and potential clients to find out exactly what and how they're thinking, so that you can speak their language and communicate with them more effectively. But I think if you're more advanced and you've perhaps, done a couple of launches and you've been using video for some time, the power of video never goes away. I think of it as in, 3 months worth of social media in one video. It could be just as powerful, and a video can be reused and relaunched and repurposed. So it's quite powerful for those reasons.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm going to pick your brain on how I can get reviews for 3 months of content, because I absolutely relate. And I think that's why I love my live series, because I could just show up and do my magic without having to think about all those things. What should I say? How should I say it? Getting it in the right way. And the other thing that with the video is that it's kind of evergreen. So I'm going to, I'm planning on putting up a YouTube channel, and that's not only to, I'm not going to, it's just somewhere to house all the video, because when you've got your video, and in my Facebook group, we now can put things into guides. It just helps your audience to get to know you really well. And to see in different scenarios, and hopefully to get to binge watch a little bit, and they can get to know you in such a short time frame with things that you've already done. And as you say, as you develop as a person and in your business, your video, the way you show up and how you articulate things, is only going to get better and better and better.
Yeah. And on the thing about a YouTube channel is that it's there. It's another channel that you can send potential clients to if they want to get to know you a little bit more, they're interested in working with you. And also, if you're really clever with your YouTube content, and that you do very good descriptions on your videos, like obviously how to, or 10 things or 5 tips, that can work for you as well in the algorithms. So a YouTube channel's really, really not only a great place to house all your content, but you can actually use it as a, you know, as another pathway or another channel for people to find you,
Yes,
which is great.
exactly.
Yeah. Lily, tell us how people can find you and how people can work with you. What are your socials and websites?
Okay, so I would love to invite everybody to join me inside my Facebook group, the Aligned Marketing Hub. This is just a beautiful place, an incredible growing space of women who are ready to create income and impact and really support one another and share their superpowers. So I'm really focusing on this group. It really lights up my soul. I'm also my Facebook business page is Align Marketing. And yeah, my DMs are always open. I love connecting with other women on the same path, and I'm always, you know, ready to connect, chat, and help wherever I can. So feel free to reach out.
Yeah, I think what you do is amazing. You've got a beautiful energy. And thank you so much for coming and talking to me today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And it's always gorgeous to connect.
Oh, thank you. So if anyone's interested in learning more about video, you can come over to my Facebook group, Video Secrets for Online Entrepreneurs. But thank you, Lily. Speak soon.
Thank you.